For many kids, school is not just about learning. It's also a connection to something as simple as a meal. Thousands of kids access food through school programs. So what happens when they're home for the weekend? KHOU is partnering with the Houston Food Bank to fill that weekend food gap. Joining us for a virtual telethon to support the Backpack Buddy program are our sponsors. Every dollar you give helps fill a child's plate. We would like you to join us as well. And joining us right now with how to feed the need is Melanie McGuire with the Houston Food Bank. Hello there, Melanie.
Good morning.
All right. For so many people, food is not even a thought, or how they're going to access is not even a thought. But we need to realize that there are a lot of people in town where they're plagued with the thought of where that next meal is coming from.
Absolutely. You know, we often talk about trade-offs, right? And so families are often competing between putting food on the table and paying their rent, or putting food on the table and paying for medication. And so, you know, what happens is, while there's a lot of flexible expenses, food becomes that flexible expense, right?
Yeah.
They just get less.
Yeah. And then, of course, you never know when you might find yourself in that position. We know that we're prone to all kinds of things. There's obviously the rise in inflation, rising costs. Somebody may find themselves unemployed. Then, you know, there's the hurricanes that sweep through and throw you off as well. A lot of people don't expect to be vulnerable. In fact, I've interviewed people before who volunteered at the food bank who ended up needing services from the food bank. And even the food bank itself is vulnerable now because funding has changed.
Yeah, you know, now more than ever, donations are so critical to the service that we do. We work with so many school districts across our 18 counties, and we hear from teachers and social workers the value that these programs have to families in need.
Yeah. A child getting a meal today turns out to be something priceless tomorrow, because there's so many benefits. Obviously, nutritious food is brain power. It's healthy growth. It's fewer sick days. And we know with fewer sick days, kids can show up to school and learn, right?
Yeah. I mean, you know, we know that the food that they receive is beyond just nourishing their bodies. It very much nourishes their minds. And so now, you know, with the importance of education being so critical to economic success, it's absolutely critical that children have meals during the school day, in the evening, over holiday breaks. And this is one way that we can, you know, work in partnership with school districts to do that.
Yeah, so there was a realization that kids need access to food, so the programs happened where kids could get breakfast at school, they could get their free lunches at school as well. And then there was this thought that, wait a minute, so what happens to them when they're off for the summer break? So it made food accessible that way. And then it just kind of, you know, progressed. It was like, oh wait, what happens when they go home over the weekend? They don't have access to food, so that's where Backpack Buddy comes in.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, most of teachers have heard from parents that, like, simply they don't have enough food in the household, and oftentimes that means that over the breaks, long holiday breaks or over the weekend, kids go hungry. And so this program is one way that there's a discrete way that kids can get meals that they can take right home and cook with their family.
Yeah. Okay, so describe how that happens.
Yeah, so, you know, teachers and school districts, we work really closely together to identify kids that may have food insecurity. And once those students are identified, we have an enrollment form that they fill out, and then they receive those weekly backpack program meals.
Yeah, and they're in a backpack, right?
They're discreet, and kids can take those home. They have lots of great snacks for kids. You know, we take a lot of feedback from families in terms of what they're needing, and they're quick and easy for families to enjoy on weekends.
You distributed, and tell me these numbers are right, because this is just crazy, 12.3 million backpack meals in 24-25, so last year?
Yeah, you know, it's amazing that through this program, we're able to provide 1.1 million meals to kids over the weekends and the holidays. And it's through these great partnerships with the school districts that we're able to do that.
Yeah, we're going to have our virtual telethon. And whatever you decide to give, trust me, it will be used for the cause. But because you're the largest food bank in the country, the other thing that you all have been able to work out is great buying power. A dollar that we're spending goes a lot further with how you spend that dollar.
Yeah, you know, food banks are really good at being efficient, and so $1 to the Houston Food Bank provides 3 meals to a family. So yeah, absolutely, that donation really goes a long way into providing families with nourishment.
Volunteers are needed all year long, and I you know, every time you go down to the food bank, you're going to see companies down there. I know KHOU has been down there, our partners have been down there. You see Reliant there, Mrs. Baird's, to go down and help sort and help, you know, pack things and unpack things. And when you see this happen, obviously we know what it does for a community, but when your company signs up to volunteer, or you come to volunteer, there's a lot done for you too.
Absolutely. Volunteering is a great way to build team building. It's a great way to get involved and really to make a difference in our community.
Well, thank you for making a big difference in our community. The KHOU 11 Backpack Buddy Telethon is happening today from 4 to 7 p.m. Your donation provides nutritious food for students to take home. To make a donation, just scan the QR code on your screen. Our goal is to raise $50,000 to support more than 10,000 students in need. Thank you in advance for helping us to stand for Houston.